I wish I could explain how much of a wallflower I was. People who meet me now just truly don't believe that I used to cry every time I had to give a presentation in high school or college. Because eventually I found embodiment. I don't really understand how I got so lucky to stumble across it, but it changed everything. I finally became the woman that I am today, the woman that I fucking love to be, in touch with my body, in touch with my knowings, and able to live them out loud instead of being stuck in my anxious, overwhelmed mind. So, in this episode of The Body Knows, we are going to share with y'all the 3 practices that are the basis of my personal transformation. Ugh. Personal transformation. You know what I mean. My journey from really shy woman to what feels like a powerhouse, even like a force of nature now. These practices are super beginner friendly, but they're not at all weak sauce. I still do them multiple times a week when I just need to remember who the fuck I am, when I need to get back into my sensuality, back into my passion, back into my purpose, when I need to shake off some old heavy emotions. All of this is so good for that. Also, you should know this is part 2. So, in part 1, we actually talked about how to know you are ready for embodiment, how to know you are craving embodiment, how to know that embodiment is the next step on your path. Personally, I think everyone should do embodiment, but I know there's not enough time in the day. All right, y'all. I'm Leona Waller. You're about to meet my co host, Anna Alley. We would be delighted if you liked and subscribed. Let's get into it. Pleasure practice, baby.
Yes.
And so the idea is and you can do this 5 minutes with a song that just helps you feel relaxed, helps you feel safe. When I say pleasure, we don't have to immediately go to sexual. This is just sensational pleasure. And so the pleasure practice is feeling anything that feels good in your body, going to that sensation. So like
Mm.
if I was eating a strawberry, like the feeling of the strawberry, the cold strawberry hitting my tongue.
My mouth, like, literally just started watering as you were describing that.
And so, step 1 is just notice it. Step 2 is how can you expand that pleasure
Mm,
beyond the, like, immediate nerves where it is happening. So, like, if the strawberry was hitting the tongue, oh, like, I would
mm,
sigh, I would open my chest as if
yeah,
I'm saying yes to the pleasure and I'm helping it expand outward to reach other parts of my body. And so you can do this, like, squeezing your thighs.
mm,
How can you sink deeper into the pleasure of squeezing your thighs? And for 5 minutes, all you do is follow what feels good and help it expand through your body. And you'll
mm.
find that expansion is an expression. Like, I mean, maybe there are some people who can just sit perfectly still with a straight back and expand pleasure through your body. But I watched a lot of people do this, and most people start moving.
Yes. I love that you brought in the movement piece because when you were first like, how do how can I expand this pleasure? I drew a blank, right? I was like, expand this pleasure. Like, I was stuck in my mouth, you know?
Totally.
Um, yeah, you gave this example and your body melted a little,
Mhm.
right? Your chest opened, you exposed your throat, right? Like,
Sighed, made a little, noise.
yes, yes.
So that's, like, my favorite just embodiment practice and, like, super accessible. You can do it anywhere. I mean, be careful. Like, you don't need, like, a lot of resources to do it. Like, it is my favorite way of going to bed. 5
Mm.
minutes. Like, follow what feels good and expand it through my body. Oops, my mic fell off. I opened my heart so much that my mic um, okay, yeah. So that's pleasure practice. Super accessible. You can do it a lot of places. You don't need a lot. Music for all embodiment practices, I'll say I love music as a container because it
Mm,
helps me stay connected to the energy I'm working on embodying, the energy I'm working on bringing through, whether that be pleasure, whether that be anger, whether that be grief, whether that be confidence. So this is my second embodiment practice is find a song that holds an energy for you that you are working on embodying. And maybe it's like, yeah, confidence. You want to feel more confident in your daily life. Or maybe it's like, ooh, I've had this pit in my stomach and I've needed to cry and I haven't been able to cry. And it's like, baby, it is time for some grief expression. Like, it is time to let that shit flow. So pick a song. These songs are such good containers. They give us a time limit. You're going to do this for 5 minutes. Maybe you're going to put on repeat and you're going to do it 3 times. You'll do it for 10, 15 minutes, whatever. And so sometimes when I say express the feeling, that gets a little hard, right? Another way of saying it is take the shape of. How would my body take the shape of?
Mm.
So going back to that one, like, what shape would my face take? What shape would my breath take? Ah, what shape would my shoulders take? My gut? What do my hands wanna do? Like, do my arms wanna wrap around myself? And just it feels so unintuitive because we're like, "Wait, we've been trying not to feel that all of this time." We're getting the kinks out of the line, and we're remembering that emotions are meant to flow. That's, like, how they move on, otherwise we end up just fighting them away, and
Mm.
so now it's my favorite thing when I, like, sense that I feel like I need to cry, I'm like, "Oh, like, there's something coming, like, I gotta go find a place I can cry." Because I don't wanna shove it down, I want it to be free, like, whatever it is, and I don't have to know what it is, but, like, I want it to be free. So,
Yeah.
put on a song that makes me cry, and I wrap my arms around myself, and sometimes I cry, and sometimes I just, like, kind of moan like I'm gonna cry, but it doesn't happen, but I just, like, "Oh." It's weird to do this on YouTube, but we're doing it.
Mm.
Like, I just give myself to the feeling, so I'm not fighting it off anymore. So, taking the shape of an emotion. And you can do that with anything. Confidence, we all know the power stance. Pleasure, excitement, like what are joy? Ooh, joy was a hard one for me to access for a while, y'all. Let me tell you, I've done
Mm.
a lot of joy embodiment practices where I put on some music and I practice skipping around and I practice chasing butterflies. That was a hard one for me. But it's like, I want to feel joy. I want to have access to that. So I'm going to practice it. I'm gonna practice it. I'm not gonna just hope that eventually the world is gonna, like, put everything together perfectly so that I have access to joy. When I feel a little spark of it, I'm gonna put on a song and I'm gonna fucking practice it.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
let me see, what is the last one? I wrote, obviously, a lot.
Can I start and highlight something while you search for the last one? Yeah, because I love that you said it in two different ways. You know, there's going to be kinks in the line,
Mhm.
and like joy was hard for you to access. And so, with all of this, remember that it's going to feel challenging. Like this embodiment isn't going to come in. You know, we say like, "Oh, pleasure practice, super accessible." That doesn't mean you're going to go be a pleasure goddess the first time you try it, right? Like
Well, I mean,
it's
if you do, I'm really fucking happy for you, but
yeah.
that's
Yeah, and that's not what we're saying, right? There's gonna be kinks in the line. It's gonna feel uncomfortable. There's gonna be halts. There's gonna be stops. There's gonna be stickiness or crunchiness or, you know, whatever comes up. And that's part of the practice. And that's part of the practice of not resisting it, not judging it, being with it. And something that helps me is, you know, how can I give myself just a millimeter of access to pleasure right now? How can I just one drop? I'm not going for a gallon, right? Can I just, and sometimes that's all I need. And then something just opens, right? And sometimes I feel a drop and that's what I get. And
Mhm.
so not judging the practice, the experience, thinking it should look a certain way or be a certain way, or it takes time.
Mm. Anna, thank you so much for bringing that in. Like, one of my favorite practices when I'm feeling blocked on something, which happens all the time. Like, I joke that I experience, like, more resistance to these practices than almost anyone I know, and I do them constantly. And and I'm always fucking mad about it. I'm like, How dare you want to make me feel joy? And I'm talking to myself, right? And I'm like, I was feeling joy 2 minutes ago, and then I turn on the song and I'm fucking pissed about it. So I love that of like 1% more,
Yeah. Yeah.
5% more. And
Mm,
I leave it at that. Like,
mm,
and that it's like, oh, 5% more joy. Okay. Yeah. That was 5% more joy. 5% more joy. A little smile.
mm.
That's 5% more joy.
Mhm,
Thank
mhm.
you. Oh, thank you for
Mm,
bringing
I
that
love
in.
that.
Okay, the last practice for embodiment, I love this one, is, to just it's kind of similar to the soma check-in actually, but I call it like the a mind, heart, gut check-in. And any moment you can ask the different parts of yourself, "Hey, what are you feeling? What do you want? And what do you know?" You can ask it after, like, you just went and had, like, you met a new person, and you're trying to figure out if you wanna be friends with this person, I don't know. You can ask your brain, like, "Hey, what do you think about that interaction?" And you're like, "Well, it's a really good networking opportunity, and they might have some other people that I like, and they live close to me, so it makes a lot of sense." And you're like, "Heart, what do you think?" And Heart's like, "Oh my god, I just love making new friends," or whatever. Or the
Yes.
Heart's like, "I don't know, they had the same name as, like, the middle school bully that I didn't like," and and then you ask your gut, and your gut's like, "Ooh, I just feel really safe around them," or your gut's like, "I just kinda tight the entire time we were around them."
Yeah.
And so I love that of just this check-in, mind, heart, gut. What do you feel? What do you want? What do you know?
I love that.
Yeah. And that's just the rewiring, going from top down to bottom up to having everything interweaving. So we are these holistic beings. And this is my last point. Um, we talked about this in the somatics video too. Like when you are having a hard time moving towards something you think you want, right? And there's a part of you that is slamming on the gas and you're like, more discipline. I'm going to do the routine. I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to build my motivation, whatever. And you can't do it because there's a part of you slamming on the brakes.
Mm,
And in the somatics video, we talked about how often that is trauma. I would also say through embodiment, I've learned sometimes your brain is like, this is what I want. And your gut is like, we're going to absolutely hate that. And we're going to be burnt out and like very depressed in 2 years if we go down that path.
yeah. Yeah.
And on the other hand, when you get all of your centers, your wisdom centers aligned, when your emotional body wants the same thing, when your mental body wants the same thing, when your physical body wants the same thing, when your spirit wants the same thing, nothing can stop you.
Yes.
And that's like to me, when people say like alignment, like to me, that's what alignment means. When you're
Mm,
like a force of fucking nature, because all of you is on the same page.
mm. Oh, I love that. I love
Sweet.
that.
That's what I got for embodiment. Oh no, what are we talking about next week?
Next week, shift gears there.
Sorry, I did pull the ADHD brain.
Oh, you did it again. You did it on me last episode too.
Sorry, did you have anything else you wanted to say?
Oh God, now we're going back. Okay, hold on. Yes, yes, there was one thing I wanted to say. um, when you're first learning to do this check-in between mind, heart, and gut, a lot of the time the mind will come in and try to give an answer for your heart or for your gut, right? Because we're used to our mind being the one that has the reins. And so it's good to do some check-ins as well. Like, is this my heart speaking right now? Is this what my heart's desire? Is this my heart's want? Is my mind trying to figure out what my heart wants and then answer the question for it? And
Mhm.
so just be mindful of that, check in about that. And then the more you do this work, the more those subtle feeling differences, felt sense differences will become more.
Yeah. And that practice in particular, all of these practices are gonna be randomly easier or harder for different people and at different times. And so maybe the pleasure practice was super easy for you, super intuitive. And this one is like, what does my heart want? What are you talking about?
Yes.
That's cool. Like, just try it once a week or something like that. Be like, heart, you got anything to say? Like, see if it comes up. It'll click when it's time. But our bodies are wired in all of these very unique ways. And so we don't know what's going to be natural for us until we start trying. And there is no right, there is no wrong. There's just what's true for you, what is for you at the moment.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah, and so if it is hard, if you are that kind of person who's like, "Did she just ask me what my heart wants to say?" Um, use this as an opportunity, as a suggestion, to just imagine. Just get a little playful, get a little curious, and just imagine. It doesn't have to be true or real or fact, right? No, 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 just imagine. Imagine if my heart had words right now, if my heart had desires,
Mhm.
what would they be?
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
And I always tap.
Mm,
I
yeah.
put my
Touch.
hand
Right.
yeah,
Right.
touch, and I hands on my belly. Also, when I'm going down there, I rub my belly
Mhm.
to help, like, to give literally a physical reminder, "Here, bring your consciousness here. Speak from here."
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
I think that's everything I have to say. I mean, I could say so much more on embodiment, but
Stay tuned for more episodes. We've got so much more to say.
we've got so much more to say. Oh, and that reminds me. So I put together a framework that I haven't shared, but if people are interested, let me know in the comments. It's like the 3 pillars of embodiment. I've never done this before, but
Yeah.
finally me and a robot obviously figured out how to think about it. The 3 pillars, which I've talked about a little bit, but if you want a deeper video, let us know. And so it's emotional expression.
Mm,
It's rewiring your felt sense knowing. And then those 2 things combine into the 3rd pillar, which is this intuitive expression.
mm,
You are so tuned in to everything that your body is feeling internally and externally, and you are able to just express the truth without any blockage. And that's what some people call like the yoga of intimacy. John Wineland
mm,
uses that term. Just I prefer intuitive expression, and you can just let the truth of you flow out of you in an open-hearted way. Once
mm,
again, generative and clean. And if you want more about that, let us know.
mm. Love that. Someone please let us know. I wanna know more.
I love when your voice gets all deep and growly. Oh, that.
Thank you.
Okay, Anna, but
Oh, man.
what are
Okay.
we
Yes. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Next week. I'm just gonna do a quick. I'm gonna center. I'm gonna ground. I'm gonna check back in. Um. Ooh, got a little excited there. So next week we're gonna talk about this connection between your felt sense experience, somatics, trauma, and chronic illness, and what the heck is going on there. And we're going to get more into the nitty gritty, into the definitions. What do I mean by trauma? What do I mean by chronic illness? What are the different physiological things taking place? Why? What's the evolutionary perspective here? Down and dirty with all of it.
Oh,
I'm very excited.
I'm so excited. This is gonna be like conspiracy theory, but facts. Like, this is like what
Yes.
no one in, like, Western medical traditions is really fucking epic.
Amazing. Cannot wait.
Yeah.
Thank you, Leona. That
Oh.
was so juicy, so good. I can't wait to send it to all my friends.
Oh, thanks for saying that. Thank you for accepting my embodied expression. My sweaty armpits even through my sweater. What embodiment will do to you. Side note, nobody talks about. Okay, loves. We'll see you next week.